Hello, my name is Dominica DeGrandis, and I'm Principal Flow Advisor at Tasktop. This session comes in response to many people who are curious about how to handle too much work in progress, how to handle the WIP that they're dealing with. In particular, neglected work. It's usually important work, but it's still neglected all the same, often due to the heart of much neglected work, and that's dependencies on highly utilized experts. Given the work from home policies, I've been facilitating lots of virtual workshops over the last few months. And this presentation is a guided tour to take you through some of the virtual exercises I do to help teams discover, in this session, discover how to deal with the brutal combination of important but neglected work and cross-team dependencies. I'm going to share my screen out here. All right. And so consider a partially completed bridge. It's already expensive, but vehicles can't use it. There's no value in this bridge until it's delivered, until it's finished. And so good time management means spending time on important things, not just urgent things. Making time to work on fire prevention helps you reduce the amount of time you spend putting out fires. So in neglected work, this time thief here, it's trolled by non-functional requirements work, what I like to call revenue protection work. It falls victim to thief neglected work because it gets overpowered by the promise of revenue generation. Business folks are often unaware what's involved to keep a system secure, reliable, and functioning. And so revenue generating work is top of mind for business people, but maybe not so much the long-term health of the platform and the infrastructure. And as a result, revenue protection work takes a back seat until something blows up, like a DDoS attack, right? A distributed denial of service, or maybe a corrupt database that brings down credit card fulfillment. Now neglected work has morphed into an emergency. It now becomes unplanned work. It becomes a fire and puts teams in firefighting mode. And because this is such a common problem, it's become a theme in some very famous books based on IT transformation, such as the Unicorn Project. And the Unicorn Project, one of my favorite parts about the Unicorn Project is the emphasis on improving daily work. It's actually emphasizes one of the 5 ideals. You know, Dan Pink talks a lot about motivation from autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And mastery is fantastic. But when we're just learning something, you know, some days it would be an improvement, it'd be an advancement if we could just become more familiar with something, even if we could just be mediocre at something instead of being lousy at it. Having time to make improvements for learning and training and improvements increases happiness. There's many studies that show that, from the state of DevOps reports to HBR articles. It shows that happy teams perform better. And allocating time for teams to make daily improvements is helpful in this. I like to call this this kind of work debt work. Here's some examples of debt work. Debt work, it's defined, it's an investment in future delivery, right? It's not just technical debt. Technical debt is part of it, but it's an investment in people, in process, in tools, in the culture. whatever we're doing that's going to help us in the long term, not just the short term. Right? Hence why this list includes training. It includes spending time doing internal team improvements in addition to refactoring code. So a bit of a spoiler alert here with the 5 ideals from the Unicorn Project. Note the 3rd ideal. It's the emphasis is on improvement of daily work, allocating time to fix this debt work, to help, to give people an opportunity to make improvements during work. Also note the 2nd ideal, which is on flow, right? Focus on flow and joy. Important. Now, when you have a focus on flow, it's useful to categorize your work so that you can see the amount of work that you're able to spend improving, doing that debt work, making investments in future improvements. So here we got a focus of 4 category types. Features, this is the revenue generation type of work. And features is just a word that encompasses anything really that has to do with delivering business value, whether it's epics or stories or capabilities or features. This is business value that's flowing through the value stream. Defects in orange there, these are bugs, issues, whether they're production or pre-production, problems that you can consider this as like failure demand.